To know what will you do when you get out?
What's going on? It's really crazy. So it's definitely he be teaching me stuff, all that way all the time. So definitely appreciate you for all of that for sure.
Someone wants to know what will you do when you get out?
What will I do when I get out?
Yeah.
I mean, shit, like, go crazy. What you mean?
Hit the studio. We'll have the studio ready for you second you get out, pulling up, making a hit. Gonna be the biggest single ever, damn near. That'll go crazy.
Yeah, I'm definitely dropping all the fire I've been writing in here as soon as I get out. I'm good. That's looking good too, all the coming home situation and shit. I know a lot of people want to know about that and shit. A lot of people think it's over and shit. I'm hood. It's not my case on appeal right now, so that's looking good, It's still hope and shit, It's definitely still a chance for me to come home on an appeal bond. It's like when you bond out, but you're on appeal, like they redo your case, so they got to give me a bond. And then I have a bond here, so I bond out on both of those. That's kind of like what I want to happen. So shit, I'm praying.
God willing.
For that shit.
Mhm. Yeah.
Legend.
They're saying happy birthday. They're giving you birthday wishes.
Yeah, everybody make
y'all.
sure.
I love y'all and I miss y'all so much. Real red shit. Double off OL. Free TK.
All right.
Free the legend. Appreciate you.
People. It's a little. It tugs at your heartstrings. Let me be real. Take care, you're not getting out on appeal. Not getting out before your sentence is completed. No sane judge would let out a guy who literally went on the run when he was already on bond for some serious shit and made a career out of that. Nobody would do that. You're not getting out. TK, I understand, and you're probably hearing this some way, somehow. Understand you might think I've either hated or whatever on you, but I'm going to be honest with you, and as you sit there in a prison cell, you are the example of the extreme that for all the newer rappers who've been influenced by the Chief Keefs, the this, the that, the third, you're the example of what not to do. And that might be tough for you to swallow. But you've had to deal with a lot more, so I think you could probably understand what I'm trying to say. If you ask me, TK, you are the epitome and the byproducts of what Chicago drill created. I don't think it's their fault, but what you ended up doing in music for the short time you had an impact. And with all due respect to my guy up there from Create who was saying you're a legend, brother, out of sight, out of mind, in jail, we forget about you. I'm sorry. You're not some legend everybody thinks about daily. You had 40,000 people tune in to see if somehow miraculously you were going to be in physical presence with the phone. That quickly dropped to 20K just to hear what the fuck you were going to say. The point is this. TK, you are now the example of what not to be. After the drill era, there was a bunch of people who thought rapping about murders, committing murders, like they were nothing, had no repercussions. You were probably one of the real examples outside of Chicago. Because people are addicted to this type of music. Nigga, you blew up because of the race. The song is cool, I guess. But niggas was actually infatuated with the fact that you did a murder, got an ankle monitor, cut the shit off, went on a run, and was saying, fuck the law. That's why you blew up. Let me tell you this, as you might be painting me as a hater and a bitch or whatever the fuck you might consider me. Let me give you some harsh reality. You're sitting in a cell. You're going to sit there for the next 20 years. And I'm not saying this to make fun of you, but I'm saying this for you to grasp reality. What you should be concerned with is not the commentary of DJ Akademiks, not the postings of DJ Akademiks, not the happenings of even rap or hip-hop media or hip-hop at all. You, my friend, need to come to grips with what you did to get yourself there, the mistakes you did. And if you really want to come out of jail, start taking some accountability. Start taking accountability, because when I looked at your case and I reviewed it and I covered it, you went up in court, and that's why you got so many goddamn years, because you went up in court. Everybody else copped out except you. You went up in court and said, I didn't tell the nigga to pull the gun, but you knew he had a gun when you still did the robbery. You knew what was the situation, and you still was there. You knew the situation, and you supplied the gun. There's no accountability on your part. It's just a bunch of, I'm going to come home. You're coming home for what? Nigga, you're talking to somebody on a jail phone, and that person's on Instagram Live. If you care about this fanfare, you can't even see it. What are you doing? So let me tell you what you should be focused on if you really want to get out. Focus on taking accountability. Focus on changing. And by the way, you're talking about bail. Let's even revisit some other stuff, because you've been locked up quite a while. When it came to sentencing, you know why they probably threw on 10 extra years on it for you? While you were locked up, all the stuff you claim you're learning, you know what the prosecutor reported to the judge? That after being accused of being involved in 2 different murders, you went in jail and you started up a gang called the Rugrats. Even when locked up, you were still doing shit that clearly showed that you didn't learn what you needed to learn or showed rehabilitation. Now, jail ain't a thing for nobody. I would never wish it on no one. But TK is someone who's in a place worried about the wrong things. You can't worry about music in an audience you'll never ever see. You can't worry about situations you'll never ever be in. The situation you're currently in, the facts is the facts. You might think you're getting out on some appeal, but bro, they sentenced you for murder in one case, and then the second case that's coming up, which they accuse you of pulling the trigger, that hasn't been tried yet, which you'll probably get maybe consecutive time, and that might just essentially be a life sentence. TK, you could, from a jail cell, it sounds cool, but let me tell you this. I'm in a free world. It matters none to me. You were I'm going to say a child when you did some of these offenses. Now you're growing into a man in prison. And you're thirsting for your voice and still your influence to be heard by other people that you could either teach a lesson to or continue to propagate and promote the same type of ignorance. Stop while you're behind. We don't really want to hear from you while you locked up unless you about to take accountability. Admit that you was on some bullshit. Admit that you've changed. Calling me out ain't gonna get you out where you at. It's not gonna even do anything to me. It's just sad to me. And with all due respect to Create and everybody else, that dude up there is a director of A&R for a record label. I could imagine you're about to put some music out. They're going to cash out off of you. They don't care that you're in jail. I'm trying to tell you the truth. He's not there because he loves you. He's there because you're going to bring a check and you need to talk to the people to drum up some excitement. You've said you've learned a lot while being in jail. I still wonder, and I still think you have a lot more learning to do. Because as I sit here now and I watch you still concerned with the trivial bullshit, that's probably what you were concerned with when you did what you did and got where you are. The only chance for you, my nigga, is for you to actually take accountability. Bro, it's not like you're beating these cases. It sounded great in the song, like, yo, fuck a beat, I'm trying to beat a case. You're not beating these cases. And this is where real world gets introduced to people like you. It's at the point where if you do want to have a shot of being in the free world, you start taking accountability. You're growing into being a young man, even if it's behind bars. You try to use your story, your existence to be an example for others. Or you keep promoting that same bullshit that got you there and trust and believe you're going to be there forever. And the next time you try to go live while you're behind bars, there'll be a little bit less audience. Then the next time, a little bit less, till eventually nobody cares. TK, I have a lot of pity for you, but I do think you're severely misguided. And to see someone pretty much serving a life sentence still misguided about what's important is sad. All right? Anyway.